Okay, for a second here, I want to address the posture and the setup position once more and the balance of the body and the timing and the pace of the golf swing. Whatever you have in setup in your spine, again, and in your pelvic tilt in the pelvic triangle area here, we want to retain that same setup, that same bend of the body throughout the shot. You know, as I do, many times you'll see a lot of players moving up and a lot of players dropping down, or vice versa. Also, the pace of the body, the pace of the golf swing. Depending on your blood type and depending on who you are as far as quickness is concerned, your personality is concerned, whatever that is, we want it to be the same. The same pace, the golf club following the body back and forward as we move away. The tendency is to hit at the golf ball or slap at the ball. We want you to feel there is none of that any longer while retaining that same posture, moving through the shot with nice, soft hands. Back and forth, in pace, never an effort to hit, never an effort to stand, never an effort to drop down, trying to get under the golf ball. Now the idea in the short game understanding is how can you take the short game motions, the simplicity of the movements, and make them work into your long game. That's the idea. So that when we put an 8 or a 9 iron in your hand, you don't want to go ahead and change the golf swing. It's just going to be a little bit larger short game technique. So now with your feet a little bit wider, with an 8 or a 9 iron in your hand, maybe the ball on the tee, maybe the ball on the grass, it doesn't really matter at this point. Ball may be just front of middle, to the left of middle just a little bit. Set your posture just like you did in a short game, except now about 50-50 weight on your knees and feet. Okay, now we want to make the same little movements with the legs that we made a moment ago with the short game, setting our angles correctly, not allowing the golf club to get behind us, but getting it vertical and maybe to about a half swing position. Not a great big swing, just a short one. And then again, nice soft hands and transitioning back to the left side with a nice firm left leg in here and hands quite forward. And even on this little bit bigger shot, I would like my students to hold a little bit. So it's kind of a little punch shot for a moment. Let me demonstrate that for a second, what that ought to look like. Good posture, set nice little angles in here, and hold. And hitting shots without a whole lot of pressure trying to snap at the golf ball, just a nice little smooth transition going through the shot. The idea again is to get a nice solid balanced position, a nice hand position forward without the club flipping through here, getting nice and vertical with a nice soft cock position on the backswing, not allowing the club to come way inside, not allowing our posture to change and move up, not allowing it to move down so we hit behind the ball, but maintaining all those short game shots and work now into a little bit longer swing. Not full yet, you're not able to go full yet, just a little bit larger. Let's do that one more time. Good setup at the golf ball, hands a little bit more forward, about equal on your weight, setting good pelvic triangle, not setting forward, but setting your pelvis correctly in here, maintaining that left and right side. Now set your back nice and flat. Most people, again, they like to get rounded. Setting nice and flat, and start to practice, like I'm doing here, working on your angle set. Take a look at it. Make sure it doesn't get inside and you change your hand position to a very open position in the back of the hand toward the sky. Working your hand position nice and vertical on the backswing. Then again, just like in a short game, back to a nice tall left leg impact position with your hands quite forward and holding that position. So little shots, not much bigger, and hitting shots like that. Okay, now from here we want to transition a little bit bigger. We would like the backswing a little larger. Now for most of you, I would say you need to stay a good solid week in your practice sessions, maybe with little half swings, 8 or 9 iron, without the effort to try to hit hard. Then as you get a little bit better and you can hold the impact in here with the back of the left wrist and not flip it up, even rotate it over, but yet when you rotate it over, having it nice and flat in here and the toe of the club face up in the air, then you can go ahead and transition into a little bit bigger golf swing. So a little bit larger, same things apply. You will find that the shaft, if you're doing this right, will dissect the right shoulder. You'll move right up over top of your right shoulder with your hands and the shaft. Again, I don't think it should be full yet. I think it should be just a little bit more than half, until you master the feelings of the transition and master the feelings of keeping your posture and again working into that nice solid left leg and open hip position into impact. So let's do it a little bit larger. Practice, take a look at it once in a while, make sure it's there. Make sure that your arms do not go behind your body. One of the major points of golf swing teaching today in the modern player is they keep their arms and elbows in front of them. Most players allow their arms and elbows to go behind their body. So in this short game situation that we were teaching you a little while ago, we always want the golf club and the arms always in front of our turn, just as if it was at address. As you can see, it's still in front of my turn. Now it's not in front of my turn, it's to the right or behind me. And then on the forward swing, it ends up getting trapped behind my body. My arms get trapped back there. So let's work a little bit bigger, a little bit larger, maybe a little bit more past halfway back. That's about all. With your nice hinging position, nice soft hands in transition. Come back and forth, swing back and forth, working into the nice impact. Train your body's posture. Train your hip sit, your pelvic triangle in here. Train your path on the forward swing to make sure it comes back down on its same angle. Train your hand grip hold that it doesn't get tighter and you want to hit. And then make nice, smooth, soft transitions back into the golf ball. Well, finally, I don't want to leave you right where we are in this videotape without sharing with you a little bit about how to practice. When you go to the practice tee to hit shots, some of you once a week, some of you twice a week, and many of you a lot more than that even, take your sand wedge out and pitching wedge out and start to work in your short game area first, just a few shots. Not wasting too many balls because they are expensive, I understand that. But still hitting some certain shots where you're working on the little short game techniques that we discussed here. And once you feel like you've achieved those, then move into a little bit longer wedge shot. And a little bit longer, working on all the stuff that we've worked on, shared with you on this video before. And as you do that, then you can progress into a little bit longer shot. And if the little bit longer shot is a little bit sideways or the feeling wasn't quite right, drop right back down again into the short shot and master that, and then master something a little bit larger.